Oh, hi there, hello.
Come check out our new show,
So join us as we go.
Galavant.
Oh, hi there, fellow armchair Imagineers. It's Tiki here.
And BlueDragonFive.
And we're here to talk about the 5th episode of Galavant, in which Weird Al makes a guest appearance. It's totally awesome, but a little underused because, you know, it's Weird Al and it's a musical and you should have more songs. So we'll get into it as we talk about Galavant. Yeah!
This episode?
Kind of weak. That wasn't my best opening song.
Let me give it a shot. Let me see if I can do any better. This episode was cool. Elina wants the jewel, but King Richard has other plans. Galavant is full of hope, soon to be a dope. Isabella tries to cope. It's sounding like a soap, but hopefully much better. We'll see the wider scope and build up as we press on. See who shows up. Yes, oh yes, it's true. Weird Al's in this too. So sit down and as we review tonight's Galavant episode.
Was that the surprise you had for me?
Was it that bad?
No, it was really good. Really good. Alright, so let's jump right into it. Tonight we are talking about the big coming out party for Elina as a villain, as we speculated in our first few episodes. Completely mad! ... Elina.
She's a villain. Villain with a V.
No.
It's a Muppet Show reference.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah, we were talking
I
about.
thought you were trying to get me to sing another song.
No. We're talking about mad ... Elina.
Yes, completely mad ... Elina.
Clever titles. Okay.
Yes. I still don't like two balls. I don't even get what two balls has to do with anything.
What do you mean? You didn't get what two balls had to do with anything?
Okay, I guess the castration thing. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, that and plus there were two balls in the episode. Remember, he had a ball, the other one had a ball, two balls. Get it?
That's my least favorite title, but that's besides the point.
That's kind
all right.
Well, we know one thing. It's not comedy gold.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's not.
I think that's still probably the strongest episode of the series, but this was really good.
It's really good, that comedy gold. Anyway, yeah, so we're talking about tonight's episode. So
Indeed.
So I guess, should we jump into it?
Oh, yeah, let's jump into it. Yeah, so,
okay.
So there's Valencia in the distance.
Galavant
can see Goliath standing 250 foot tall, the Superman tower in the background. I'm not going to let out with these Magic Mountain jokes the whole rest of the time, because they're just given to me on a silver platter.
Anyway, so Galavant is burning.
I really want them to reference Magic Mountain at some point. I said this the last episode. I really want them to go to a mountain that is magical in Valencia. That needs to happen. I'm sorry, go ahead.
So Galavant is burning with hope for the rescue of his fair maiden Elina, who he does not know is turning into a villain.
No.
Meanwhile, Isabel, as we can guess, she's voicing kind of her guilt aloud, indiscreetly, and really not doing a good job.
Being fairly obvious about it.
And Sid's pointing out, you're talking out loud right now, right?
Maybe if Sid paid more attention, it was a little more assertive. Maybe he could have, figured this out and maybe done something to stop it. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they've all kind of heard her mentioning it offhandedly in the songs.
Put two and two together, guys.
Yeah, one of them's in love, and one of them no one listens to, so who would know?
Good point.
Okay, anyways, let's see. So now here's an interesting part I wanted to run by you. For some strange reason, I'm not sure if it's because this whole thing's intended just to be run together, maybe, but you'll notice Galavant, after they have a little moment of her doubts, she's feeling guilty. Galavant says he's on his way, and he kind of ends in a song for some strange reason. So he doesn't, no full song, just the ending to a song is what he sings.
He's basically just like, I am almost there.
Yeah, pretty much. It's an ending to a song. So do you think it's the ending to the song from last episode?
Could be, I don't know.
I don't think so. I'm just saying, I don't know.
Oh, God.
I don't know if it's
That's
intended
funny.
to. I don't know if it's intended to run together, or if it's like they just deleted the first half of the song in the episode.
I honestly just think it's kind of a nice little musical transition, because Galavant's like, he's almost there, then it goes into the king, and the king's like, I can't believe he's almost here.
Yeah, it's pretty funny. Just like, yeah, he ends the song, and so does he.
Right.
And it just randomly comes out of nowhere, just ending their songs like, oh wait, we're just gonna jump right into this. It's like the subtle message.
I honestly didn't even think about the fact that they're ending the songs. I just kind of thought about the fact that it was, yeah, you're right, that is kind of a joke. That's funny.
Anyway, so we cut to our favorite character, the king.
Oh yes, along with our second favorite character, Gareth.
Oh yeah, certainly. I love Gareth the Piece. He's our Butch Gilzine for this show. Anyway,
And he has an awesome episode 6 that I can't wait to talk about.
My favorite moment of Gareth is in next episode. I can't wait for it when we get to it eventually. But
So I'm only 10 years old, but I'll do my level best to protect.
It's not my favorite bit, but we'll get to it. anyway. So the king eagerly awaits Galavant because I guess they can see the boat in the distance or whatever, so they know Galavant's on his way. Anyway, so he's eagerly awaiting his 9 o'clock meeting with Galavant, which the running gag is that no time or clocks exist at this time, so pretty much they're just going by. At first I just assumed it was signals, like okay, when like the toad gets the bird and whatever, it's just like, so like 9 o'clock, yeah, like 9 o'clock.
But no, it's just making a joke about how, like, in fairy tales there can be, like, these elaborate descriptions for times, and they know exactly what they're talking about, even if it's different descriptions for entirely different things.
This is a funny running gag. I love later on how they point out, yeah, we could really use a clock. Like, pretty much they invent the clock.
They do.
I do like that, but we'll get into that. But anyway, so pretty much, like, so I just love the delivery of, like, after you describe it, someone's still like 9 o'clock. Just like so, like 9 o'clock. Okay.
So the queen walks in, and she's oh my god, she literally calls everyone turds.
Well, remember the build up to that is, he says, okay, Gareth, here's the plan. I'm going to kill Galavant. We're going to kill Galavant, give her the jewel, and then she'll be happy, and then we'll get frisky. He did say, essentially, he is saying, then we'll sleep with her. That's not his only goal, but it's like one of the goals. Is again, the sad fact matters, he hasn't even gotten the chance to be with her. Everyone else has.
Exactly. Yeah.
So again, then he says, my loving wife, and then she walks in, just exactly as everyone turds and whatnot. So it's apparent that Madalena, she's our baddie for this series, big baddie.
Yeah. Like I said, it was kind of getting to be pretty obvious, like in the past couple episodes, but this really confirms it.
Well, we knew she wore the pants in kind of the ruling the kingdom business, but now she's gone full villain anyway. So she's ordering her handmaiden.
She's had her coming out villain song. So.
Oh yeah, she orders her handmaiden around, and we see like a little the handmaiden and the chef. They're flirting. Well, I like the chef got some spotlight in these next 2 episodes.
Yeah, no, definitely coming. Like, before, he was really kind of an extended cameo in the episodes, you know what I mean?
No, I like the chef. He's kind of like the trio of our King, Gareth, and the chef.
Exactly, yeah.
I always love that little group, and I love the chef getting some credit. But anyway, so, he's flirting with the handmaiden, handmaiden just literally gets to do the hair, which the hair's perfect, he just literally touches it, and it's fine. So, meanwhile, while the queen's kind of ordering people around, this really funny gag. Gareth and the king, they're kind of like, they're whispering to each other and like saying, yes, this plan's going to go perfectly. She's not going to suspect anything. Well, no, she's going to suspect anything. Well, how? Because your little kingly whisper, everyone can hear. What about this? Lower. What about this?
What about this? He does
that was funny, Gareth. I love how it's framed too. The queen's literally like in the middle of them, behind them.
Yeah.
What are you idiots blathering about? Like, what are you idiots conspiring about? Oh, nothing. And pretty much saying, you still haven't gotten that jewel we've literally waiting a year for.
And he literally tells his wife to chill.
Chill, babe. Listen. Everything's going to be fine. Pretty much as all calm as usually when you get stomach cramps or whatever when I yell at you.
Yeah, she says usually you get stomach cramps and you have to go poopy.
I gotta tell you,
not a great line.
The toilet humor in the next 2 episodes are the ones where I kind of.
Yeah, I agree.
Again, I voiced my opinions on some of the gags in the show. Don't really do it for like the bleeps. I hate the bleeps.
There's a lot to really like about this show. It is charming as hell, but some of the things fall flat.
I'm sorry, it's just like it's humor is subjective for the most part. So, it's either read or it doesn't. I get where they're going with it. Throwing around, talking to him like he's a little kid saying the poopies. It's funny, but do we have to go there? Come on, you guys are better than this.
Exactly.
Like I'll take a chamber pot joke over to the poopies any day. Anyway, so the queen's a little suspicious that the king's a little more calm, cool, and collected than usual. Anyway, so she just literally just yells. And she's such like an L.A. queen.
She really is. Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Like an L.A. queen or like a Jersey queen, just yells at her, and you're all inept.
I can't even stand looking at you anymore.
Now, there was one hilarious moment that made me almost fall on the floor laughing. It's so simple. Just they high-five each other. She leaves. Gareth and the king high-five each other like, oh, she doesn't suspect anything. Awesome. Meanwhile, that Madalena, you want to take us through the song?
Yeah, she has a classic Queen villain song. It's kind of like maybe a little bit of a parody of the song Reflections, almost, because there's literal reflections in the mirror that are singing back at her. It's very elaborate.
Yeah.
Let's see. At some point, she goes into a closet, and this kind of confused me because it was her in all kinds of different. Were these meant to be portraits, or were they meant to be mirrors?
No, they're mirrors. They're moving. They're mirrors.
That's what I thought. But why is she wearing a whole bunch of different outfits?
No, I think she changed her outfit and she's looking like all. The point is did we see her change the outfit, or is she just or are they already dressed? In
the one scene, there's a lot of different mirrors, and I thought that's where I got confused. I didn't know if they were mirrors or if they were Harry Potter portraits.
I guess the idea is this whole song's about her and self-reliance, so she can only rely on herself and pretty much just looking at herself constantly. Basically all the outfits she's worn on the show or has not worn on the show yet, just all in unison with her.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just her picturing herself. It just points out to the audience which one's the real one, which one's the reflection. I guess maybe I don't know.
And then as the song ends, she walks off, and then all the reflections go back. Oh yeah, you go, girl.
What do you think? I think the mirror bit looks cool, but it gets a little silly at the end where it's like, go girl, you go girl.
I completely agree. I think it's a really good effect. I don't think that was the best gag to go into the Galavant title on. I think it was a little weak.
Yeah, what do you think of the song itself? Was it catchy at all? Did you like it?
It's not particularly memorable to me.
Yeah, it was okay. I think it was well orchestrated in the music. Yeah. It sounds like kind of one of those.
I definitely think visually, it's the most interesting part of the song. It
feels like a Mother Gothel song almost, doesn't it?
It does. In general, the character kind of reminds me of Mother Gothel a little bit.
Oh, again, done by the guys that did Tangled.
A younger, sort of seductress version of Mother Gothel.
Yeah, so again,
Mother Gothel in her, in her sexy years.
Yeah, it's kind of appropriate given the Tangled guys did work on this.
Very true.
Also, there's one thing I want to point out is again something just rewatching a few of the older episodes and this. I picked up on a few things. Now, one of the things in this song, particularly with her character in general, I noticed. I think it's neat that she represents all the negative. So we're going to see this a lot more in the next episode, but she represents all the negative surface elements of Galavant times 10.
Okay, interesting.
Think about it. Yeah. We literally saw in this whole song, she's looking on the surface, all these mirrors, how she looks on the surface is what she's obsessed with. She can only rely on herself. She's very all the negative aspects of Galavant. That's what she embodies. Galavant, he's much nicer than what he would. Again, basically, what if you took the Galavant we saw at the beginning, where he's just given up, and just multiply that by 10?
Mm-hmm.
Just like the ego of Galavant, which is just completely negative. That's her.
Very interesting. I like where you're going with that. Yeah.
And there's something I want to point out with Galavant too. Before I forget, I'm going to mention it now.
Sure.
I was watching the first episode, and it dawned on me that Galavant, as he's giving his backstory about his parents indulging in love and whatnot. The interesting thing is that Galavant, when you think about it, he is the product of an addictive family. Think about it. Addictive. It's almost like a genetic trait of he's predisposed to addiction, at least addiction in excess. In that his parents they indulge in love and they indulge too much in it, and the result is like it kind of burns out. It's like they love each other to excess, and then just it returns into them hating each other. You know what I mean? And then Galavant, in response to this, his excessive addiction, if you will, is that his addiction is that he excessively does everything in his power to not do that. So he obsesses in knighthood. He learns everything to excess. You get what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
So that's the idea. Is like he's excessively doing all the he's learning. He puts all his effort in excess into becoming the best knight, which we see the end result. And then, of course, when he falls in love, he does it in excess, as he mentions in the song with the girl, in excess, and that it results in him being in a worse state for it. So again, it's kind of a neat idea of addiction running in his family a little.
Yeah, cool. Nice little subtext there.
We're going to get more of those things with the next episode with King Richard, but we'll get into that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I just want to point. I want to seed that in there for next time. So.
Okay.
And anyway, so I can continue. After our opening song.
So next up we have Sid. He's just returned to the bathroom, and he happens to invent the zipper.
He invents the zipper.
Yes,
well, he comes up with the idea for the zipper.
No one cares, Sid. You're embarrassing yourself.
So,
right, Isabella? No, it's actually a really bad idea, Sid.
So Galavant, he wants to, Galavant's all hyped up for the rescue. He wants to do it on a certain day because he assumes they're going
to write songs about it. Yeah.
And nothing. It's hard to rhyme with Wednesday. I love that. I love that logic.
Can you rhyme something with Wednesday?
Oh, are you asking me or?
Yes, I'm asking you. Do it.
Well, it's like the sarcasm thing from last episode. Let me think. The last two episodes. You remember you can't rhyme with sarcasm and have it make sense?
Exactly. Sure. Fair enough. No, I'm not really putting you on the spot. It's fine.
Okay. Anyway, you'll notice. By the way, this is kind of this little bit silly thing I noticed. Like he's doing the push-ups like real quick while they're talking. Why doesn't he take his sword off before he does that?
yeah,
Just
a little bit of a risk there.
Yeah. Okay, let's see. So again, now we've seen she's feeling really guilty, Isabel. So she's trying to talk him out of the thing, so at least so she can buy him some time so she can warn him, because she knows that he's going into a trap, which most likely lead him to death. Bingo. So she tries to delay him, tries to buy some time so maybe she can get to the king and warn him in time. Because again, 9 o'clock, when the dove coos at 1 or whatever.
I love how what convinces him to leave. Or
smell.
Yeah, he smells. I do not smell. Oh God, you're right. We need to find some place.
I'm a knight, dear, and I like. Oh man, oh God, you're right. I do smell. So pretty much now they're in Valencia. She knows the way around the place. She goes, okay, I know where we can go. She goes to
a hotel right across the street from Magic Mountain. Good walking distance. It's all good.
She goes to a musical monastery.
Yes.
Take it away, Diggy. Take it away. I know you like this scene.
Oh God, yes. Okay, so basically, like I'd fallen for this show. I am not like. If I was just watching the show for Weird Al, I'd be really disappointed in this episode, but since I'm already invested in the characters and whatnot, it's totally cool.
Yeah.
But, so essentially they're walking up to the, it's a singing monk monastery, and they're walking up.
It's pretty funny. Instead of a vow of silence, it's a vow of singing.
I love this reveal. So, I knew Weird Al was going to be in it. I knew he was playing a monk. So when I heard that I was like, oh, here he comes, here he comes, here he comes. And it didn't disappoint. It was freaking awesome. So the monks, they do this nice, it's almost kind of like a barbershop quartet kind of song.
It's like an a cappella group,
Right. My one complaint is that I feel like you really should have given Weird Al his own song.
Yeah, just can you clarify a silly thing for me? I don't know why I didn't catch this, but again, I haven't seen Weird Al in a long time, so it might be because I don't know how much he's aged or not. But the monk she's talking to later on, is that Weird Al?
I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, because I thought it was. Just thought he's gotten a little older since the last time I saw him. It's probably
It's Weird Al. Yeah.
making sure, because then if that wasn't him, I was thinking, yeah, he's underused in this episode.
A little bit, yeah. I mean, even still, I think they should have given him his own song, but whatever. I mean, that's kind of besides the point.
Well, the gag would be him not being able to sing in that moment because he loves to sing.
No, I get it. That's the gag, but it's Weird Al. He has such a good damn voice. Why not use it?
So first of all, I just love Galavant's reaction to their musical monks is, oh god.
No, his literal reaction, the first thing he says is, backstory.
And basically, taking a musical vows that they can only sing. And basically they ask him, because they're monks, they're nice guys, and I assume, just looking at men of the cloth, so to speak. Get it? Cloth? Yeah. So basically ask him, okay, can we have a bath for my friend here, some shelter for the night and whatnot, so can I have your assistance? I say, okay, in song, though. It's catchy. We're not doing it justice.
So if you want to stay here, yeah, you're right. We should really learn to actually take the time to write down these song lyrics from time to time. That might be a good idea.
Well,
for the episodes we have left,
Well, when they get really catchy, maybe. But I'm done with them. These have been good, but not as catchy as before. Like the "You're Not the Worst Thing Ever" or comedy. I want to memorize Comedy Gold, but it's too hard to memorize.
Mm-hmm.
Comedy Gold, desperate. Basically, and when I get desperate, try a pie in my face. Don't you dare. Anyway, sorry.
I honestly don't think these. I really don't think a lot of these songs are hitting the way that the writers probably want them to hit. You know what I mean? I feel like the musical element of this show is kind of maybe a little bit one of the weaker parts of it, actually.
I applaud how plot-driven the music is. It's not wasted time at all.
No, absolutely not. It's not wasted time. It's just I don't particularly think any of the songs are... even Comedy Gold, for as much as I like that song, I don't even think, that song is not on the same level as, something that Disney would produce. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, but it's going to have a realm of Disney a little,
A little bit, but I'm just saying, it's I don't know. It's
Anyway. So,
that's my one big kind of... It's not that the songs are bad, I just kind of expected them to be more memorable.
Yeah, I think given just... we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyway,
okay.
So they get some help. Isabel seeks some counsels. Do not sing.
Well, hold on. I love how at the end of the song they're literally just like, jazz hands. Yeah, but Isabella, she's looking for counsel. I love how every time before they sing, they have to blow on their little pipe.
And she stops and just give me a nod, yes or no.
Okay, so
meanwhile, Madalena.
Yeah, she's walking in on the chef.
Chef out. Sorry, I love that line, chef out. That's a cool line. So she's approaching the chef and she wants information what the king's got up his sleeve, because you're tight with the king, aren't you? Well, we hang.
We hang.
I just love the chef is the king's. I love the dynamic the king has with the chef. He's killed every member of his family, but they're still buddies.
Right.
It's so funny, and he feels bad for it. He's trying to make amends by befriending the chef. That's sweet. Anyway. It comes back later in the next episode. I love it, but we'll get... Anyway.
It's so weird how the king is, probably the most likable character in this whole thing.
No, he's awesome.
Even though he's a genocidal maniac.
Yeah, he literally, this first episode even mentions genocide as on the docket after he kills Galavant, too. He says, maybe he and Gareth will plan some genocide.
Yeah, he's still turned into, the most likable character.
Yeah, I love the king. We all love the king. It's why can't... It's what if the Robin Hood king was much like the lion? Remember the king who's happened to be a lion in the Robin Hood animated movie? What if he was more like him? So what if this guy played him? That'd be awesome.
Oh, God.
Anyway. Okay, sorry. Meanwhile, Madalena, she wants some information. She makes a deal with him pretty much. I like
how she's like, do you fancy Gwen? And he's just like, oh, Shaw.
Yeah, the handmaiden named Gwen. So basically, I'll set you up on a date with her if you give me information. I'll get her in bed with you. Well, it's gonna be a little trouble because I don't think my bed will fit him. Flips like a little cabinet in the kitchen, whatever. It's such a little tiny living space. It's, well, you sleep in the kitchen, or do I cook in my room? It's a funny line. Or do I cook? He's such an optimist, a little bit.
And he's just like, all right, yeah, I'll take the deal. I sleep in a bloody kitchen. I need all the help I can get.
Really funny. So yeah, he accepts and pretty much says, well, he can't even give me much details, but he said, we're going to have in this room at when the crow
It's the Raven's last call.
Yeah, on the last call. So like 9 o'clock. Yeah, it's like 9 o'clock.
I'd love to know these medieval people's time system and how they.
And here's the thing: the first one with the king actually sounds plausible. Okay, that's how she's going to signal him, so that's how we'll know Galavant's there. But it's a measure of time, apparently. Okay.
Raven's last call. Okay, so next we get Weird Al not singing.
Yes.
Yeah, kind of bothers me.
He breaks his vow.
No, here's my thing. Here's my thing with the song. I think it's a really funny concept that she's making him not sing, and he's very much annoyed by that. Damn it! I wanted to see the big finish that he was stressing out about missing. Didn't you?
Yes, I would have liked to see it.
Because he's just like, come on, child, they're singing right there, and the big finish is coming. So
I just love how he's distracted by it, like he's looking over. It's like an act.
I would have just loved, yeah, exactly. I would have just loved, at the end of the scene, if it's just like, okay, I gotta go, and it's just like the camera stays on Isabella, but you see him run into the background and join the chorus.
I wouldn't be surprised if that's like a deleted scene or something.
Right.
The way that shot's composed, how could they not? Okay, so anyway, so he's pretty much saying, okay, so your problem is this, and then pretty much he's like says, well, who said I thought it was handsome? Listen, dear, I have to get back before this thing finishes. So time.
And he is really genuinely upset about it too.
Yeah. He's breaking a vow.
It's going to be really disappointing.
Well, first of all, he's breaking a vow, so he's kind of going against his own rules there.
Exactly.
However, I do have a gripe with this scene. My gripe with this scene is it's kind of pointless. Yeah, we got Weird Al, yes. But you said it yourself.
Don't you dare call Weird Al pointless.
I didn't say that. I would never call Weird Al pointless. We'll see how he does in the next animated DC movie. That'll decide it all. But I could see myself calling him pointless there, but we'll see how that goes.
I see why you'd be offended with that.
I saw the trailer for that, and I'm angry over it, but we're not going to get into that now. Anyway.
I saw that just came out.
I'm really angry at it, but anyway. The point is, it's like, really, he doesn't even give her any advice, just repeats the problem, and then we just cut away from the scene.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little pointless.
Yeah, no, right. Like I said, if we would have just seen the actual big finish, if they would have paid off that damn joke, I think it would have been a little better.
Well, no, it's not just that. He gives her no advice. He just repeats the problem back to her, like he's just talking to him for nothing.
Yeah.
Like he doesn't give her any advice. He says, okay, so you the handsome nice. Dear, we don't have time for this. And pretty much she just says, oh, I feel like I betrayed him. That's it.
Yeah, a little sloppy.
Yeah, but again, not everything.
I think you're right. I think you're probably right that this. God damn, it's Weird Al though. So how can you put Weird Al on the cutting room floor?
Yeah. Well, again, I'm just guessing.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's 9:03, and with the king and Gareth, meanwhile, the king's upset because Galavant's.
Someone should come up with a system that tells you time based on your location, some sort of standardized timing system. Gareth,
yeah, for time.
Gareth, you sound. What's his line?
Oh, Gareth, you sound ridiculous, or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Point is.
So, anyways, the king is rehearsing his big reveal when Galavant.
Well, remember, first of all, he's just ticked off that Galavant's late for his own execution. He hates that. I love that. It's rude to be late for your own. It's rude for Galavant to be late for his own death.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, so when he says that, the queen he overhears him. Then he goes into he's preparing his tough talk lines, his banter for Galavant.
when he does it, it sounds just like Paul Frees. Well.
It reminds me so much of Megamind. Like, all the care goes into Megamind's planning for...
Oh, yeah, I could see that, yeah.
You still haven't seen that, have you?
No, I've seen Megamind.
Oh, good. I'm sorry, making sure you have.
I've seen Megamind,
yeah. I love it.
It just doesn't stick out to me as much as it does to you, but...
Sorry, yeah, I just love it.
Different argument, yeah.
Anyway, sorry. So let's see, so again, he's just practicing cool lines. It's just, well. Okay, now, just to reiterate, the Queen now knows that he's planning to kill Galavant in this 9 o'clock show that he's running late for. Okay, meanwhile, what's happening?
Well, Isabella enters,
She's just, first of all, the King's all hyped up and just, well, oh, come on! Where's Galavant?
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Isabella says there's been a change of plans. The King mocks Isabella, says that's really predictable, that she fell in love with him. And then she's like, and then the King's like, make no mistake. And he walks up to a table with 2 dinner trays on them that are covered. Make no mistake, darling. If you don't give me Galavant, you'll end up like a parrot! And then joke, let me go through it. Don't crack up just yet. So the parents their heads are on the table, dead. Isabella gives her, and then right away, her dad's just like, no, it's okay, dearie. Wait. And I love the justification that the King convinced them it would be funny, and they just have a warped sense of humor from being tortured for so long.
Yeah, we've been here for so long. We just love what the heck.
It's almost kind of like a Rocket Raccoon sense of humor.
Well, the thing is, they've been so desensitized by all the horrible things the King's done by accident. They say, yeah, why not? Basically, it's a hilarious joke, or else you'll end up like your parents.
And then King is just so delighted. You should have seen her face.
I love kind of the subtle reference to our previous episode. That the jester's kind of rubbed off on the guy. He's still burning off the comedy gold.
Very true. I didn't even think about that.
I just love that idea. That he's still kind of homaging his buddy, the jester, who was mysteriously disappeared, which I'm going to have a gripe about later on, by the way. But anyway, so you're right. It's hilarious. The parents just went along with it. They weren't really forced. They just went along with it because they
exactly.
He said, "Hey guys, can we do this?" Okay, why not?
I have the most hilarious idea for when your daughter gets here. Like, I'd love to see the planning that went into it.
And just when you think it can't get any more hilarious, then the King says, "Okay, but after he has his life, you should see your face. Okay, but seriously, if you don't bring Jewel, this happens for realsies. I will kill them. For realsies, I will kill them." Just for the way he says for realsies. Oh, Timothy O'Munson's a genius. He is, that guy.
Okay, so next it cuts back to the monks, and Sid is fitting in quite well with the monks. He's singing in the background with them. Isabella's like, "What's happening? What's happening is that Sid is quite a natural singer."
I love that. Again, this is also kind of a subtle reference to our previous episodes. He's kind of complimenting Sid a little more now.
Very true.
Nice progression there. Nice progression. And basically the plot here is doing kind of a Trojan horse with monks.
Oh yeah.
And pretty much they're going to dress up like the monks because the monks have a gig there, and apparently the King has hired them, apparently. Well, more likely it's Isabel. When she went there to renegotiate, she told him about the monk thing. He basically came, I assume, contacting them saying, "Hey, why don't you play a gig here?"
Okay.
That's my assumption. That's my guess. Anyway, the point is they're doing Trojan horse and the monks thing, and anyway, so Isabel trying to talk him out of it, not working. Galavant, he's profusely, good old Galavant here. He's saying he genuinely, now he's come around, and he says he thanks her for making him a better knight, essentially.
Yeah, he's really rubbing it in how much he appreciates her. It is just killing her inside.
Yeah, I love this too. It just shows you how far Galavant's going. He's saying, "Hey, listen, if you didn't come along, I still would have been like in my own solitude over there, being sorry for myself. You really you've educated me like how to be a better, sword fighter and jouster and you name it. I thank you for that. He's better than that. I like that. So yeah, I love that Galavant's smart enough that he really changes. I love that. Not too much, because he still has an ego, but he's more of a humble ego.
Okay,
and,
okay.
And she not letting on, that still trying not to let on she knows anything. She does kind of chats with him as always. She says, this is nice too. She compliments him, saying, you have your good points about you too. You weren't always like basically he highlights all his negative qualities that she changed. He says, you had your good points to you too. You learn a lot, and basically you see the best in people.
And your beard always stays the same length.
Oh yes, there's that too.
That's very important. That's very important.
That's funny. Beard does this. Anyways, I just love that that is a great quality of Galavant. He does see the best in people.
It is. Yeah, you're right.
No, she does point that out. Of course, that's what got him into the mess with the Elina, and also this is kind of what's blinding him right now to the truth. He sees the best in people.
Mm-hmm.
So again, it's kind of a good character flaw to give Galavant.
No, for sure.
Okay, so
to end up the scene, Sid walks in. Oh, is it just me, or is this rogue getting itchy on anyone else's junk? Oh, yeah. Right. You're wearing clothes underneath.
It's a bit of a cheap gag, but it's okay.
It was, yeah.
I mean, again, some of these gags are just more so cheap than bad.
Right.
Like, just, it does kind of take away from the moment. That's the point of, like, just Sid coming in there saying, oh, man, this thing's really rubbing up on me. Oh, wait. Yeah, that sort of thing. Meanwhile, Chef and the Queen.
Yeah, so, the chef, or the Queen, she's writing a note on the chef's back. Really excited about it. The chef, he's like, well, I'm not sure, based on the explanation points, if it's good or bad.
It's good. It's very good. Essentially, she kind of points out that this is basically an evil note for her evil Grandmaster, but maybe we should keep that between ourselves.
Yes, very subtle. Very subtle.
Yeah, so the point is she... So again, this is going to be very important for our next episode and the rest of the series, presumably, that she's writing a note to someone who's going to help her do some evil.
Mm-hmm.
Big old villain plot going on over here.
Oh yeah.
Also, she gives, and this is important too, I want to point at the end of the episode, I want to point this out, this is a really cruel thing she's doing here. She going along with the deal, she says, okay, listen, I'll give you, as you've held up your end of the bargain, so you make a meal for you and the handmaid to have tonight, and basically she gives them specific orders of like what to make. That's important. She gives them specific orders of what to make. Anyway, so the chef says, okay, but, well, how do you know she's going to go out with me, though? And he basically walks in and says, hey, listen, Gwen, you're going to go out with this little chef guy here.
You've got to go out with smallpox here.
Yeah, smallpox. You're going to go with smallpox here. And says, hey, you're not cousins, are you? That doesn't matter. This is the gag reminded me of Little Bates Motel.
Oh, God.
Basically says, you couldn't get any worse looking anyway.
You two couldn't get any weirder looking.
Any weird looking kids or anything. Anyway, so then the chef has a really funny line. He says, listen, I know it's not really cool to get a hookup from the boss, but I think we could have a good time.
Yeah, but I think this is really sweet. I really like this song.
And I love
that. It's probably my favorite song in the episode.
I love that the chef is he's the good kind of middle ground for all our crazy relationships we got going here. Think about it. With basically our love stories going on here. Galavant wants Elina, and Galavant and Isabella going on with that stuff. Like, this is the only genuine relationship. He's just being really honest with her, and they're being honest with each other here.
Yeah, very true, very true.
It's like the only happy relationship in the show so far.
It is, it really is. So you would take us through this poor people love songs, I like to call it.
Yeah, so essentially, it's basically, she's saying, oh, no, this is, well, yeah, I'll go because she ordered it, but, I don't think this is really going to go anywhere. I mean, we're both servants, so what kind of life can we have? They go through kind of a really humble and sweet musical number. It's kind of weird, but it can be cool, and basically, it's, I kind of wrote my notes here, it's like the best miserable life ever together, it's like... Together they could have like the best life, even though it's absolutely friggin' miserable.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Basically there's like smallpox, terrible living conditions. There's a really dark joke in this song too, by the way.
Yes,
they say they could have kids together because like a whole bunch of baby baskets, and maybe one of them won't die.
Maybe one won't die. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
It's the darkest joke I've seen in this show.
Yeah, that.
My God.
Yeah, that kind of speaks for itself.
I remember gasping at that, like, oh my God. Anyway, so the point is, again, it's the tone of this sounds pretty fun, though. Again, it's just saying they're so full of love within this miserable situation. Basically, what these two kind of represent as a couple to each other, especially the chef as a character, is that there is hope within the darkness. Which I think is a theme that they're trying to carry on through the show. These people obviously aren't going to find love in traditional ways, and the chef here is one of those. He's not finding. He's like trying to find love in a traditional manner here, and he's finding hope in these hopeless situations.
Right. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. For sure.
And it's sweet too. Just like the two of them, they could things are gonna be dark along the way, but you and I together, it'd probably be a little bit of brightness within this dark world. What do you say? Two servants together. He says, okay, let's go on a date. Okay, so all it's sweet. Moving on.
Okay, moving on. Let's see what we got. Oh shoot.
Reveal time.
Yeah. So Gal and company, they come into the castle disguised as monks. And, oh God.
We're the monks.
Yeah, jazz hands. What's the line that gets us to the king? What's Galavant ask?
So essentially, they're all just kind of planning the takeover. Okay, here's what's going to happen. Okay, we're going to get your parents. We're going to get your parents and free the king. But listen, let's just get Isabel. She's trying to try to help Galavant as much as she can without telling him. She's saying, hey, listen, look, the kingdoms. It doesn't matter. Just let's get the parents. Let's get out of here. Okay, we'll start somewhere else. And he says, no, listen, I made a promise to you. I'm going to get you your kingdom back. A really sweet line from Galavant. He still wants to help her as much as he can. He made a promise, and he's convicted to his promises.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, so it's pretty much before they can do anything after that moment. Then the king, the king shows up, and here's what he says. You know what he says, or you want me to say it?
Well, I know what he says. I just forget what Galavant says.
All right, so Galavant says, we're gonna, I guess, parents and all. Or where? Oh, remember he says, where do you think they're holding your parents?
Perhaps that up your butt. Get it? Because that's an unlikely place. Well, no, it's too late.
I love that so much because that is such a realistic human moment of we're all psyched up for a line, we realize it sounds stupid in our head, then we come up with something else and realize it's not so good, and we just try to rewrite and it's too late. My favorite parts in this scene, I think, for this episode in particular.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Basically, okay, so after the whole well. Basically, it's an ambush, so the king's waiting for him with Gareth in tow and everybody. Galavant's starting to fight him off, but then it's revealed, Gareth has Isabel at knife point, and then Gareth says, I haven't killed anybody. All day. Point is, Gareth has all the cool lines. The king points out, Gareth, stop saying all the cool lines. Gareth, why do you keep saying cool things? And he says, well, I'm waiting. Gareth, come on! He's just, I love how frustrated the king is with Gareth. Gareth gets all the cool stuff to do, and he can't even get well out.
Right, exactly.
I just find that hilarious. Yeah, I love the king and Gareth. Those guys should get a spin-off or something. I don't know, like an apartment or something. Open like a small business or something. I don't know.
Actually, I mean, honestly, if this show was to spin off into a series, I would love it to focus on the king and Gareth.
Oh yeah.
That would be great. That would be, for all intents and purposes, comedy gold. It's comedy gold.
Yeah, they could be Laverne. They could be the Laverne and Shirley of Galavant.
Work Weird Al in there as a regular.
No, Weird Al could get his own spinoff as like a Mork and Mindy type deal.
Oh God.
Anyway, so point is that the king points out he's kind of gloating, saying, it's a shame. Basically, Galavant says, okay, listen, I'll do whatever you want. I'll surrender. Don't hurt her. He says, it's a shame. All the women in your life, they don't share your nobility, because basically points out, hey, she tricked you. She's working for me. Well. Nailed it. Bonnie says, well, it's time for dinner. And then he says, nailed it. Looks to Gareth, or the Gareth then comes in right after the king just says, nailed it. He says, boom.
Yeah.
Really funny. As Gareth comes in there as the supportive boom. Gareth's happy for him. Oh yeah, you got the line. Yeah, it still sucks, but hey, you got it. Okay, meanwhile.
Meanwhile, we got Sid. They're all being led into the dungeon, and Sid's like,
Galavant's in shock.
Sid's just like, "This is seriously messed up, princess."
Even though he can't say it, I'll say it for him. This is messed up, princess. Okay, now here's something that bothers me. They're in the dungeon. King.
And no jester.
Yeah, no jester yet. He's there later on. So then,
Yeah.
Now at first I gave this a pass, thing. Okay, jester's in the one with the mice in it, like the queen told him to be in.
Mm-hmm.
Or the gang colors line.
Exactly.
So I was thinking, okay, maybe he's in a separate jail cell or something, but then he's in the exact same prison next episode.
Mm-hmm.
That bugs me. Like, oh, the king doesn't even look around for the guy. Anyway. Okay, so we're in the dungeon. Galavant and Chuck King gloats. Says, "Now I'm sure you kids have a lot to talk about. Make it quick. 10 minutes before I bring you up for dinner, like the celebration."
All right. So, what do you think of this whole lie reveal thing? We've been talking about it.
One more thing before lie reveal. King has a really funny line to Gareth before he leaves. Is it's really nice to have people down here. He fills the place up. Sorry. So yeah, lie reveal.
All right, Larry. So, what do you think of it? Do you think it was handled okay?
I think it was handled as well as it could be handled. Well, for the for as long as they drag it out, which comparatively is less than most shows, but considering it's 8 episodes, maybe not as brief as you'd like it to be. I think they handle as well as they could, and it's still the biggest benefit I can give is that it is plot relevant. Mostly the lie reveal is handled next episode, but just talking about it a little bit here. It it is working like an actual progression. It's not just coming out of nowhere and just wasting time. I don't think it wastes time at all. There's a lie reveal they have going on here.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the reason it's a little better than your average lie reveal.
Okay, yeah, I do really like the line where Sid's like, the forest of honesty would have been a good place to tell us.
Yeah, I love. Again, another thing that's making me kind of more like the lie reveal more is like how it's played at the beginning here, just like the forest of honesty. Galavant just pointing out the logic of it. I love that they're pointing. Again, the show. I think the show is smart enough to point out, this is kind of a tire trip. We're going to turn on its head by actually bringing some logic into it. Mm-hmm. Of Galavant saying, like, all the meals we shared, all the time we shared together, you didn't tell me. The forest of honesty would have been now put in place. And here's the best part. Galavant says, if you told me, we could have made a plan to maybe not be captured. I love that.
Right.
And then again, this really hits home, like how bad Isabella feels. But then Isabella brings up the line, like, if you'd known, would you have helped me? Which is an interesting question. A little bit. It's a little bit an interesting question, just given like at the point of Galavant's progression as a character. Like, had it been like after the first time she wanted to bring it up, probably he would have abandoned her. Probably. However, later on in the journey, I assume now that he's gotten to know her over the journey, he would have helped her instantly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and it's kind of a nice thing to bring up about his character, is that, like, now that he's gotten to know her, the fact that she's leading him into a trap, it doesn't matter, because he sees the good qualities, and that's, again, that kind of goes back to the whole point about how he sees the good in people.
Yeah, I think Galavant still would have helped her out no matter what, personally. Mm-hmm. But so I like that there is a bit of a question there. More so, we know Galavant would have helped, and he says, "Well, now you'll never know," because he feels really hurt and betrayed by her right now.
Sure.
And again, definitely. I like it they're not dragging this out too long. Again, so I think they drag it out as the shortest amount of time as it could be dragged out. So I respect them for that.
Yeah. No, I hear you.
So I think it's handled better. We'll get into the lie reveal more next episode. But,
okay. Yeah, we will.
So anyway, also, let's see. We get kind of a really, in terms of the editing, we got a really kind of cool Silence of the Lambs type editing.
It is. It's cool.
I really liked it. So speaking of this, basically Galavant is taken away. We presume for the execution, kind of an intercut of like the chef's date mixed with the execution. So you have 3 guys, and presumably Galavant. They're at the hangman's noose, King getting all theatrical on him. She's going to the date. She sees, oh no, chef's gone. Meanwhile, the king unmasks who he thinks to be Galavant, so he can just glow it at him and before he kills him. Finds it's the chef and lets out a girlish shriek, which just made me roll on the floor laughing. They both give the kind of this girlish shriek of surprise. So he's unmasking him and he says, ah! It's like, ah! Pretty funny.
Yeah.
So again, so basically Galavant and the chef have been switched, and you find out this has all been orchestrated by Elina.
What a twist!
And this is the cruelest thing, I think. Elina, first of all, she betrayed
arranged the day, and then she made it purposely so that it would go all wrong.
Yeah, it's so cruel that she okayed the day, gave the chef a little glimmer of hope, and she just here's the kicker. Here's the kicker. She made him prepare a specific food, and this specific food was chosen because it's Galavant's favorite food. She made the guy she's going to set up to be killed make the meal to benefit her grand plan, and cheat him out of a date before he dies. That's cruel. That's evil.
Right, exactly.
So, yeah, we're going to get more on the betrayal of the chef kill later on next episode. Well, next time. But,
Sure.
Let's see. So, again, Chef Dinner was even stolen. Galavant and Elina, they're reunited, and it doesn't feel so good. So they're reunited, and, so you want to take it from here?
Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of a nice little cliffhanger. They're reunited, and, Galavant, he's just kind of in shock, and he's just like, "You're the one that saved me, Madalena." Madalena's just like, "Oh, I've done a lot more than that, darling."
This is kind of a cool way to end the episode, too. Like,
It is! No, it really is. Like, when I watched this episode last night, I was so glad that this isn't like a once-a-week thing, that there's 2 episodes a week, because this would have been a killer cliffhanger to have to wait a week for.
Yeah, so pretty much he says, okay, I've put plans into motion here. I've written somebody, a friend, who's going to change everything, basically, and he doesn't play nice, and he's going to change everything.
Mm.
Real ominous. We see kind of a gloved warrior of some sort, sheathing his sword and tightening his gloves, and he's on his way.
Yeah. All right, and that was completely mad, Elina.
Yeah. So overall, what do you think of this?
I definitely think it's got some ups and downs to it. A couple gags fall flat, but overall, it's a nice episode. Again, I would have liked to see Weird Al get his own song, or at least get to see the big finish in that one scene, but whatever. I mean, you know what I'm kind of hoping? I'm kind of hoping that now that Sid has... I mean, I doubt this is going to happen, but now that they worked in that Sid wants to be a monk, I hope that Weird Al just comes back because of the monk thing. I don't know, because it's like... I know. That's just me. That's just my fan fiction. It's probably not going to happen.
No, to be honest, I would. I'm just going to spoil this now for you folks. I didn't know for a moment, just a moment, a fleeting moment, because I wanted this guy to come back. I wanted John Stamos' character to come back because I like the idea. I like Galavant having a rival. And the idea is like, it gets kind of quickly dispatched with. For a moment, I thought maybe this is the guy, but then I realized he doesn't play nice, so no, it can't be him.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm saying for a fleeting moment, I thought, oh wait, another warrior, Galavant, another warrior, kind of, similar, kind of Night Gears looks a lot similar, so there's this fleeting chance. But it wasn't.
That would have been fun.
It's kind of a if I feel if they now, I'm just gonna point this out now. There's a slim chance these guys might come back for like another 8-episode run, perhaps. Slim chance. Mm-hmm. Again, it depends on the ratings and stuff, and like Agent Carter has a better chance.
I don't think the ratings on this are doing particularly good as far as I know.
I'm hoping like maybe they give like Alan Menken and basically the Tangled team like another shot, like doing something similar to this maybe next year.
Right. Yeah.
But I think Agent Carter has more of a chance of getting picked up, like to do another 8-episode run or something.
Which is kind of a shame because I feel like this has way more potential than Agent Carter does in terms of like spinning off into its own thing, whereas Agent Carter I feel like has way more potential as just being an 8-episode standalone one and done sort of deal.
Right. Well, I mean, again, also you and I are still kind of gunning for like we're desperately hoping we just keep the universe around and just have like different characters be spotlighted for miniseries.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. I just don't know if they're going to be smart enough to do that and not just do an Agent Carter full season.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think we should give Marvel credit, of course, because again, they're not going to get into Marvel.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I give Marvel no fucking credit when it comes to TV.
Well, no, I mean, again, Agent Carter is kind of... And they had, like, a bunch of series planned out for Netflix. I mean, come on.
Yeah, but Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is fucking awful.
It's not awful. You see, it's not your cup of tea, okay? It's not awful. It's slow. It's not awful. Okay?
Alright.
Anyway, because you missed all the good stuff.
It's really bad.
It's because you missed all the Winter Soldier stuff. That's why. Anyway...
Yeah.
So back to this show. Just this episode was a good one. It's not as good as the second part of this week's batch. I'll tell you this. I was impressed by this episode. I remember reading the descriptions for this, and first I was really worried, especially for you. I was worried because you and I were kind of speculating on how it would be a bad idea if they dragged out like the king.
The lie revealed.
Well, not just the lie reveal, a bit of the lie reveal, but also like just kind of the finally get to Valencia.
Right,
The descriptions are misleading. The descriptions make it sound like the first half would be they'd have a detour at a monastery, and the second half would be the king goes on a wild journey. So it makes it sound
goes on a wild journey.
He does. So it made it sound like, okay, so there is going to be this week's going to be just them like build before the meet, and then the next week's episode will be the meet. But thankfully, they did the smart thing, and they're really moving the plot forward ahead. So like now we're getting like we're at the castle, and stuff's happening now. Next episode.
By the same token, I kind of wish we would have stayed at the monastery because that would have meant more Weird Al.
Yeah, I think if we had like more episodes, I would have welcomed it had we had more episodes, but we only have 8, so.
Yeah, fair point.
I mean, I think plot-wise we are condensing it to the point. Like, again, I think we'll welcome more episodes in between, like give the journey a little bit more length. But so far it's been good. It's been good. It's been fun, and this episode was definitely it's a good opener and definitely catches your attention. You get psyched up for the next one.
Indeed.
So this is a good intro for this week's batch, but we'll get into the next. We're really excited for the next one.
Oh yeah, a lot of good Gareth stuff in the next one.
It's gonna be a psychedelic journey. That next one.
Yeah. All right, so go ahead and take us out.
Sure. Now that's as far we go.
So join us our next show
as we review and go.
Galavant. Well.